city of LA. LA is the city of angels. It can take you anywhere. LA, LA, LA. We fell in love. We fell in love. LA.
So Ty, let's start at the beginning. Where were you born?
I was born in Los Angeles, California, and I grew up all over Los Angeles, from the jungles to South Central to Baldwin Hills to Beverly Hills to the Valley. And then when I got older, I moved to New York and then came back to LA, and even spent a couple months in Salt Lake City, and I learned a lot. And now I'm here in Toronto doing this interview with y'all, and it means a lot.
Great. And where are your parents from?
My parents are from Los Angeles.
What was your father's occupation?
My father is a musician. My mother she's into real estate, and she's an entrepreneur and a genius, and she holds it down.
Great. And do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I got a brother. His name is Big TC. You might have heard him on some of my songs. I named my album Free TC after him. And I have a sister, her name is Angel, and she's beautiful, and she's talented and amazing. And my whole family's lit.
Great. Were you a well-behaved kid?
I mean, I got here, I could pass the border, across Canada. So I guess I did all right.
Yeah. So let's go back to, when you're around like 10 to 13. I think like that's around the age where, like if you look at this what you spent your spare time on and your energy on, that you can think about your true passions. So were you already making music then? And if not, like what else were you doing?
I was for sure making music. I figured out how to make beats, and my pops bought me an MPC, and I started sampling, and I had a keyboard called the Ensoniq TS10. It was called an Ensoniq TS10, and like it has a few sounds, and then I heard like Mr. Grimm and Warren G Indo Smoke, and like I tried to make a beat like that, and like on the keyboard you couldn't get like a sound. It sounded like a real bass, and my pops had an ASR 10. That's the same shit that like Timberland and all them used when they was coming up, and like I still couldn't get the right sound, so I had to pick up a real bass and learn how to play bass, and I learned how to play guitar, I learned how to play drums, learned how to play keys, and
did you teach yourself all that?
Taught myself everything just from listening to shit on the radio, listening to Big Snoop Dogg, some of my favorite artists, and learning their shit, and ended up making my own beats, and from there, Tooted and Booted was my first biggest placement, and we're here.
Yeah. So, how did you teach yourself that stuff? Is it an ear
Just by
thing?
ear, by ear. I think when I was like 3-4 years old, my pop said he went to the bathroom after he was trying to learn these parts, because he was the MD for Jermaine Jackson's band.
Yeah.
At the time, and then he said when he went to the bathroom, I went to the keyboard and just played the shit that he was trying to play, and I was just a little fucking 4-year-old, and he was like, wow, I had the ear, it was natural.
Yeah.
And from there, he felt like he knew I had the gift. So still to this day, it's like anything that I hear, I can learn and figure it out and play. So.
Do you think that can be trained as well? Develop the ear?
Yeah, it definitely can be trained.
Have you seen people do it?
One thing my dad taught me is like practice is not perfect, it's permanent, right? So if you just practice some shit, that shit just is there. And
damn.
It's not the same as like learning by ear, because like that's not really a practice. I don't think so. It's just like a natural thing. Like certain people could just hear something and then just sing it or play it, or like with the piano, there's like A through fucking G, so there's only so many notes. Like, where's that note? Oh, there it is. And then you figure out the rest of the chord. Like, that's just how I am. I know everybody can't do it, but I'm thankful.
Yeah. So, you said you moved to New York City. That was when you were like around 16 or 17, is that correct?
No, like more like 19.
Gotcha.
20.
Yeah.
And
Why'd you move there?
Because I met these people and we did some music and we were trying to get on. And, you know, I was just going to different studios, meet different people. Different people wanted to sign me. I thought I was in. I thought I was on every time. And
Yeah.
it was just like, cheese, cheese. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, when everything was over, and I thought, you know, and my whole family gave up. My fucking daughter's mom left me. Fucking everything was quiet. I met YG, and that was through my big homie from my hood. So, you know, we just took it to the streets and did, you know, a couple songs and started performing them and went from performing at motorcycle clubs to fucking throwing our own little parties at warehouses and house parties at my crib and, you know, to finding this one guy that had us performing, these two guys actually, that had us performing in Hollywood clubs, and then YG got signed, and after he got signed, my homie Jacasso got killed, and then I stopped fucking with music. I was like, fuck this shit is like, I just didn't give a fuck because I didn't understand why they took Jacasso from me. And then I did a show with YG one day, and he got like 10 racks. He gave me $400, gave Mustard $400 for being the DJ, and walked off with all that cash, and I changed my mind. I started doing music. I started being an artist.
Yeah.
And I just kept on working hard and harder and harder and harder and harder until I met up with my homie Sean Barron. I was about to put out Beach House 1, and I had this one song on there called Fumble. I played the whole shit for Sean Barron. He was like, this song Fumble's dope. You should let me play it for Trey Songz. I was like, what? Someone told me just listen to this nigga, man, like fuck it. So I let him play the song for Trey Songz. Trey Songz wanted it for a single. Fucking they put it out, it ended up doing well. And I was at this club in LA with my DJ, Dre Sinatra. He was like, yo, come up here, come perform. And at that time I had the song Cabana and like All Star and like Tootie the Booty the Hook and like a couple songs that I was featuring on in the city. And I performed at the club and all of a sudden Trey Songz walks up. So I turn around, I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, he's like, yeah. I'm like, yo, I'm the nigga who wrote Fumble. He was like, oh, that's you? I'm like, yeah, me and my homegirl Chisel. You know, he was like, yo, give me your number. And then we just started chopping it up. Ended up linking up in Philly. He flew me out there. I met his manager, Kevin Lyles. Kevin Lyles and I started working. Wiz hit me up on fucking Twitter. He's like, yo, we've been listening to Beach House 1 all day, bro. Like, let's work when I get back. We ended up working when he got back, doing like 11 songs. I had the epiphany, yo, why don't I put Kevin Lyles with Wiz and Will? They're in the streets every day. They're out here performing, like going to all the spots. Like, they know what's up, and he's a boss. And if we put them together, you know, we'll take over the world, and we did. So shout out to all of them, and you know.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, if you could go back to when you were 20 years old, you just moved to New York City, and you could say a few words of advice to yourself, what would you say?
Stop worrying about trying to get signed and finding the best managers and worrying about the industry shit. Go out there and holler at the DJs and you know, perform in front of the people. These so-called hits you got, right? And once I did that, you know, the word started spreading. Take your money from these shows that you're building and shoot a video and get a publicist, and you know, everything else will come. So I just had to invest in myself and just learn. Like, nobody told me the game. I just told y'all the game. You know, most motherfuckers are haters, but that's what you do. All right, follow that path and you'll be on. Like, I got so many niggas that can Mustard, YG, Eric Bellinger, 24. Nigga, so many motherfuckers. Like, now you motherfuckers, you feel me? Do that and you're on, I promise you.
Great.
You gotta have some good shit though, don't forget that.
So, Walk us through that process of making a song, like literally from the moment of inspiration or whenever someone says something, perhaps, all the way to getting in the studio.
That's too much sauce, man. I can't walk you through the whole shit, you feel me? I just gave y'all all the steps. Y'all make your own songs, be original, and don't try to copy the last. Number one, a lot of people will try to tell you like, no, you need a song like this, or you need to look like this, or you need to cut your hair, or you need to lose weight. Fuck them. If you have a good song, I promise you lit, straight up. It's a different day and age, you know? If we got the internet and we can like download whatever we want for free, and like if we like this shit, we're gonna fuck with it. We run the world, you know?
Cool. Final couple questions. If we knew more about you as a person, what kind of questions would we have asked?
You would have asked me about my song No Justice, which is the most important song in the world right now. Everybody go check that out. You would have asked me about Campaign, my new project that I'm about to drop. And it's a movie, make sure you go check that out. I just dropped a single featuring Future. I got a whole bunch of other joints on there that are amazing. You would ask me about Free TC and how's TC and, you know, what does Free TC mean to me, and, you know, what do I feel about, you know, what the album did. And,
tell us about that.
I would tell you that, you know, it did amazing. Shout out to everybody that helped out. If you don't know about Free TC, then bitch, you better go ask somebody. Read up. I'm Dolla ign.
Tell us about Schools Not Prisons.
That's a good question. Schools Not Prisons is the next initiative I'm getting into. My homie Anthony De La Rocha hollered at me. He was helping out with the whole Free TC movement, and he said he had this thing going on called Schools Not Prisons. Like, first of all, like in California, I think it was like 20-something fucking prisons they built in the last 10 years in one UC, and that's crazy. So I would say I'm a fan of, you know, investing our money into education and teaching these people something rather than prisons and holding them and not teaching them something. Is just backwards as fuck. So I get to go talk to kids and encourage people, you know, to do the right thing, and I get to go into prisons. I'm about to go perform at San Quentin and get my Johnny Cash on, so, you know, Dolla ign is a legend, and you guys get to witness it firsthand.
I think that's a great place to end. All right, cool. Thank you. Thanks so much for the time, man.